Today, I'm going to show you exactly how I learned to play bass guitar by ear. I'll see you inside the video. Hey, it's James here from eBassGuitar, and this is the second part to a video we released a few days back called The Counterintuitive Way to Improve Your Musical Ear. And this introduced you to a concept that I call the 4 pillars. And this was the process that I used to develop my musical ear way back when I was at music college. So I'm totally open to admit that when I first started playing bass, I was full of anxiety about using my musical ear. But by the time I'd finished college, I had what I call a professional grade musical ear, where 95% of musical situations where I need to use my ear do not freak me out. So I went back a few months ago and discovered the 4 pillars, and I'm sharing that in my brand new course, Hear It, Play It, which is launching really soon. So if you want to learn more about the concepts that we are covering in this video, make sure you check out the Hear It, Play It course, and you can learn exactly how I developed my own personal musical ear. So in the previous video, which I will put a link to in the description below so you can check that out, we covered pillars 2 and 3. Pillar 2 is musicianship and ear development, and pillar 3 is stylistic and bassline knowledge. So today I'm going to be covering pillar 1 and pillar 4. Pillar 1 is applied technique, and I'm going to show you some really cool exercises to develop your musical ear using your technique. And the 4th pillar is what we call song mastery or repertoire. So I'm going to show you how to apply these techniques directly to a song. So before we get going, I want you to know there's a completely free PDF that comes with this lesson. You can grab it by clicking the link which is in the description below, and you can see everything we're covering today written out in standard notation and tab. So make sure you grab your copy. So one of the big turning points when I was at music college was when I changed the way I practiced technique. I threw out the window those boring old spider exercises and developed this concept, which I've now seen very widely, called applied technique. Now, practicing applied technique will do 3 really important things. The first thing is it will build your speed and dexterity. The second thing is it will build your fretboard knowledge. And the third thing is it will build your knowledge of harmony and musicality. All 3 of these things are really important. And the fundamental reason behind this is that without these skills in place, it would be absolutely impossible to play the bass lines which are in your head if your hands simply aren't responding right. So right now, I'm going to show you an applied technique drill, and the information that I'm going to show you in this can be directly applied to the song that we're going to be covering later in this lesson. So really do pay close attention. So in the previous video, we covered the importance of the major scale, and everything we're covering today is going to be based on the G major scale. So let's play that first of all. And those notes are G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp and G. And make sure you practice them using the 1 finger per fret technique. So this is 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Get that under your hands to begin with. Now we are going to inject the musicality, and what I'm going to show you is going to enable you to become a better bass player, a better musician, and fundamentally be able to start playing the instrument much better by ear. So we are going to break these into simple diatonic triads. So follow closely. The first one we're going to play is G major, so G, and then B and D. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's G major. The second one we're going to do is A minor. So we're going to go A, C, E. And already for these first 2 triads, you have the important major sound, which you can start to recognize. And then you have the important minor sound that you can keep recognizing. Then we're going to carry on, and we're going to do B minor next. So we're going to go B, D, F sharp. So 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. Then we're going to do C major. And those notes are C, E, G. And then we are going to do D major. And those notes are D, F sharp, A. Then we're going to go to E minor after that, which is E, G, B. With all of these individual triads, practice them in isolation first. And then we have the outlier triad, which I talk about, which is the flat 5 arpeggio. So F minor, flat 5. So the notes are F sharp rather, A, C. So that's F sharp minor, flat 5. And then we're going to finish with the G major up the octave. So practice those one by one and then put them together. And you have within this the most important musical language, which covers over 80% of pop, rock, soul, funk, commercial music. So what we now need to do is put this into a musical drill with a backing track which has the harmony surrounding it so you can learn to start recognizing it. First of all, I just want to play it in isolation so you can hear it continuously to begin with. Then we'll do the backing track. So here's it in isolation. Then come back down. Now I'm going to play it with the backing track, and it's really important to listen to how the notes that you are playing here are directly spelling out the chord and to start to recognize this. There you have a foundational applied technique drill. And the great thing about that is those are real bass lines that you will play out there when you're on gigs or you're wanting to learn to jam by ear. I can show you how you can develop this one stage further now. So you can make this into a really simple, cool walking bass line, which sounds like this. Etc. Let me play it with the backing track so you can hear that in action. Guys, we are now halfway through this video and I've got a quick favor to ask. If you're watching this video, you're enjoying it and you're getting a ton of value from it, and crucially, you're not subscribed to the eBassGuitar YouTube channel, please can you hit the red subscribe button, which is somewhere around this video. What this means for you is you'll be the first to know when a new lesson goes live, and you'll always be able to catch up with the brand new content that we put out every single week. And the second reason for this is for us, it means the more subscribers we get, the more we can keep growing the channel and the more free content we can keep putting out there. So it's an absolute win-win for everybody and will really help to make the world go round. So please hit the red subscribe button, which is somewhere around this video. So one of the key differences with the Hear It, Play It course is everything I do, we lead with our musical ear. So rather than simply explaining an exercise and then getting you to play it, what I do is I get you to listen to it first of all, try and figure it out, then I explain it. So what I'm going to do to begin with is I'm going to play this diatonic triad exercise in isolation. I want you to listen to it and try and figure out as much of it as you can do, then we'll take it apart. So between these two videos, we've now covered the first 3 pillars. So pillar 1 is applied technique. Pillar 2 is musicianship and ear development. And pillar 3 is bassline and stylistic knowledge. Now it's time to move on to pillar 4, which is song mastery and repertoire. So every module in the Hear It Play It course has a world-class song associated with it. I'm not going to give away what those songs are right now, but to show you these concepts in action and how we apply them, we are going to take the verse section to Knocking on Heaven's Door by Bob Dylan or Guns N' Roses, whichever version you choose. Now the first section to this is simply a 4-bar chord sequence. As always, we lead with our musical ear, and what I want you to do is listen to the chords, how they're moving. We discussed that in the previous video, and try and figure that out. I'm just going to play root notes to begin with. It's a 4-bar chord sequence. Try and work it out first, then we'll take it apart, then we'll apply a bass line to it. So what we've got there is a 4-bar chord sequence, which is simply 2 beats of G, chord 1, 2 beats of D, chord 5, and then a bar of chord 2, which is A minor, which is really interesting. Then we have 2 beats of G, chord 1, 2 beats of chord 5, which is D, and then we land on a bar of chord 4, which is our C chord. So the great thing is from the applied technique exercise, we have so much of the musical language now under our fingers and in our ears that we can use to start playing a bass line over this by ear. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a simple riff derived directly from that applied technique exercise to show you how this works. I'm going to play it in isolation first of all, then I'll play it with the track, then we'll talk about it. Here goes. Now I'm going to play that bass line with the backing track. Here goes. So there we have it, a really simple, cool bass line, which is derived directly from our applied technique lesson. And there are hundreds of variations that I take you through in the course, showing you how to create these bass lines and recognize them. So let's just talk about that bass line there. So all it is using the diatonic triad, so the G major, 2 Gs, a B and a D, and then we go to the D. Same pattern again to the A minor. So all of these shapes should be under your hands and the sounds associated with it. So this is how you build your musical ear, by knowing these sounds and how they fall on the fretboard. Just continue it off. It is so G and and then to the C here. So you just have that little two beat riff going round and round. So there we have it. Between these two videos, you have all of the foundations of the Hear It, Play It course, the basic philosophy behind it. So let's just recap those 4 pillars. So pillar number 1 is applied technique. This is the pillar where you stop practicing boring technique exercises and practice technique exercises which make you a better musician. The second one is ear development and musicianship. This is where we learn to recognize chord sequences and intervals. Now, the third pillar to this is bassline and song mastery. So we have been through 2 pop singer-songwriter styles in the last 2 videos, and I will show you different styles and how they work in the Hear It, Play It course. And then the final one is song mastery. This is where we learn repertoire and we apply it in the real world. Now, the basic principle of Hear It, Play It is I want to make you a better bass player. And if you become a better bass player, you'll become a better musician. And then your ears will work so much better. And you'll be able to start playing bass lines in the moment because you just know what to expect. You know how music works. So if you're interested in taking the Hear It, Play It course and doing something really dramatically different with your bass playing and learning the process that I used to develop my musical ear all of those years back, there's a link in the description to Hear It, Play It. Please check it out because we're in the process of relaunching the course as we speak now, and I'd love you to jump on and really start improving your musical ear too in a way that practically works, because I've proved it now so many times. So please check out Hear It, Play It. There's a link in the description below, or visit eBassGuitar/HIPI. Cheers, I'm James from eBassGuitar.com. I'll catch you next time.